Just like tap the mic and be like, oh, just testing something.
Hello, we're live now. Welcome to episode 4. Yeah, sorry, I didn't give any warning there. I just turned it on. Hello, welcome to episode 4 of Dear Friends with my dear friend Christopher Kirubi.
Hello.
Hello. So nice to have you in the studio. We've been keeping all of our words in, so we've been chatting about my job, when I used to work in retail. So, yes, lovely to have you. Oh,
I'm glad to be here.
so nice. You're so dreamy. I love this. But shall we start with your Twitter at? What is it?
It is XTFR91.
So if we make any references, people know where to go. Okay. I feel like I always start with this question as well, but I think it's a nice way to slide in. When did you join Twitter? When did you start tweeting? How long have you had it for?
Maybe 2 years.
Really?
2 or 3 years, maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Because it was I started my degree and I was heavy on Tumblr, really heavy. And then I was just spending so much time on it that I was I need a different channel. So I migrated to Twitter, having never been on it before.
Okay.
And then deleted my Tumblr.
You deleted your Tumblr?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I just cold
You
turkey.
just- yeah,
And I was
went straight into it.
Twitter's the new thing for me.
You committed hardcore.
Yeah.
That's really brave. I still have my Twitter from that exact period of
Really?
just kind of on foundation, moving in. I did a similar kind of thing, but I had the Twitter from ages ago. I think I had it when I was 14. Used to use it to complain about, I'm not revising today. I'm watching Jeremy Kyle. I burnt my toast. Really stupid shit like that. And I got into it around that kind of time, first, second year. I don't know how. I think I just decided I'm going to be a Twitter person now instead of a Tumblr person.
I just that's it's when you just rebrand yourself.
Yes.
Actually, it's Twitter now. I'm just that person.
Yeah. Me and Gab were talking about this in episode 1. I can't remember what it was. It was ages ago, but she said, Serena, I've been 7 different people since I was 16. Just that moment where you decide to cut off and no, I'm a different person now today. Dramatic rebrand. My friend Seema does this thing called Rebirth Week.
Oh my God.
Where she'll she got her hair done and she got a tattoo and it's amazing. She bought a new lipstick and she was it's a Rebirth Week. And it's amazing. I feel I do it every summer now. I'm yeah.
I mean, I'm a Gemini, so I do it on an hourly basis, I feel.
That was another one of my questions. What's your star sign? Because reading through your Twitter, I'm oh my goodness, I want to know what your star sign is actually. Unrelated. Oh my God, I low-key don't trust you anymore.
That's what so many people say.
Oh, wait, what's your rising sign though? Do you know?
Sagittarius.
Oh, same.
Really?
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm a Cancer with a Sagittarius rising.
Oh wow, that's really interesting.
Really weird. That's why I'm a mess. Low-key. And then I've got an Aries moon, just to chuck that in there. You thought you were messy, bitch, have this.
Okay. Even your inner life is going to be fire.
Yeah.
I'm a Gemini moon. So I'm Gemini sun and Gemini moon.
Oh my God.
And then my Mercury's in Gemini too.
Fuck, I'm just going to move over here. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Ooh. That is a lot of Gemini.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I'm not going to start on the Gemini slander. Okay.
Bring it. I've had every line in the book, so whatever you want to say.
Oh, no.
People can't take us because I just feel we process information so quickly and people can't keep up.
That's fair enough. Maybe that's true.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I feel it's not that it could be worse. It could be worse. You could be a Capricorn. I feel Capricorns are actually the worst.
I love Capricorn.
Because you're a Gemini. Of course you do.
My closest friends are Capricorn.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Why don't you like Capricorn?
I don't know. My dad's a Capricorn and he's an arsehole.
Okay, okay.
Oh God.
Understandable. My mom's a Cancer.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I feel Cancer mums, I don't know.
It's meant to be the mother of the zodiac, and Capricorn is the father of the zodiac. Not that signs have to have genders or whatever, but yeah, it is a very nurturing energy, Cancer, but also very volatile.
Yeah. Same well. My mum's a Scorpio, so she is...
That's intense.
Intense, fiery F. Hi, Mum. Hope you're watching. Love you. Oh. But that's interesting that you've had it for such a short amount of time, because everyone I've spoken to, like, and everyone I picked, because like in my mind I was like, I want to speak to the people on my Twitter that I kind of rate the most and like kind of feel like do interesting things. It's so interesting that you've only been using it for 2 years and that it came like as like a Tumblr switchover. Because as well, like I guess, that leads on to my next question as well. I feel like you do a very specific thing. Like with my Twitter, I feel like I do this thing where I like it's very good at like capturing like thinky things. Like, you know, when you're thinking something, you don't quite know like the weight or the shape of it, but you just kind of like have to like, I keep saying this, but you have to like shit it out. Like you've just got to like get it out, like expel it from your body. And like you don't know what it is yet, but like it's quite good at like kind of
like
very shortly.
Yeah.
But I feel like your tweets are a lot more considered.
Sometimes I draft them.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because the reason I think that I like initially one of the reasons I initially started was because like I wanted to take like writing more seriously.
Okay.
And I think I also had this thing of like I was reading this like article. I can't remember who it was ages ago, but I was like really into it about like kind of like this feeling that you're talking about of Twitter being the place for these kind of like almost like half-baked kind of ideas.
Yeah.
And like this guy was like linking that to like, I mean, like the example he had was like there was this university in America and like they're like, you know how some universities have like mottos or like catchphrases? Like the old one was like, we aim to strive for this, that, and we promise this, that. And then like in the 2000s, they rebranded and made it like something like creativity, education, and something else, just like 3 words. And he was kind of trying to tie that into some kind of like neoliberal ideology where it's like you can emanate some kind of like this kind of like vague authority, but without any kind of like whole sentence that allows for like an accountable like construction. It's like, we are going to do this.
Yeah. Kind of like spouting it out as like an aphorism, like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like linking that kind of like the way things like Twitter works, where it's like, because you're limited to these characters, but you still are trying to build like a kind of following, or it works works on social capital that is like somehow linked. So when I joined Twitter, I was like, I'm going to make this effort to like not tweet like that. And like, so I would like write them, and I would write deliberately really long tweets that I would just post like one after the other. So they kind of come out backwards, but I was like, yeah. So it was like something I did really consciously.
That makes so much sense, actually, because oh shit, I forgot to introduce you properly as well. Oh my god, sorry. Everyone's watching like, oh my god, who are you? If you don't know, Christopher is an amazing artist and writer. You are at the Slade still as well in your final year, which is like amazing, doing so much. And shall I read out your bio as well?
You don't have to. You don't have
your bio's in the bios in the description. Check the description box. But yeah, doing amazing things. So like, but the way your Twitter, like I'm kind of like most captured by, you do this thing where you post like a screenshot of these longer kind of texts, like halfway between, or like not even halfway, like at the nexus point between like prose, poetry, tweets, and like not confessional, but just kind of like a stream. And then you'll post that screenshot, and then I noticed you started doing this thing where you like posted the screenshot and then an image next to it, and I was like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. Like this belongs on Twitter. Like that's amazing. Before I like shout too much about that, do you want to?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think like I started doing that because, like, I guess like the writing thing like developed its like own life in a way. Like the purpose I went to Twitter for, which was to try and write properly, like started to gain momentum. But then I guess like I kind of dropped the like visual part of my practice or whatever, because I just got like really like, I mean, it's kind of like that thing we're talking about of just like, I was like, I don't make visual stuff anymore. It's like too caught up with all these like complicated things, and I want to like avoid them. But then I started to miss it. So I was like, well, maybe there's a way to like link or like go through the writing back to it or something. So yeah, that's where that came from.
And like, I know that in episode 1, me and Gab were talking about that, like Twitter is such an interesting place for an artist to be, and like to think not only like verbally but visually as well. Like, what does that do? Like, these images that belong on Twitter, how are they different to the ones that you put on Instagram?
Yeah.
Like, I guess it kind of...
It's like kind of weird how like they kind of encourage you to like link all of your social media accounts together.
I find that so jarring.
Yeah, and then you get the same post all the time, and it's like it's where the people feel like they have to have the same audience or the same like voice on all of their accounts, and it's like a chance to be someone totally different on each one. And
oh my god, I never thought about that. But yeah, you're right. Yeah. I mean, I find it jarring when you look at someone's Twitter account. It's just like a list of like blah, 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 and cut off captions with an Instagram link at the end. Like, I'm like,
why do you have a Twitter account?
Don't have a Twitter account.
Right,
then.
exactly.
Like, just you have an Instagram. Like,
you're committed to Instagram, so be Instagram.
Yeah, just like lean in.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? But like, I guess it's interesting. Like, kind of, you saying like, speaking in the same voice across all platforms. I've never thought about it that way. It's true. And like, as much as, in the same way that like images sitting on Twitter is very interesting, I guess the way I speak on Instagram is completely different. First of all, I'm very sarcastic in a very short amount of time, like in 2 words. Yeah. Like, just, I feel like most of the captions are like, wow, I like your mom jeans. Like, for why? I don't know. But like translating that over to my Twitter with like, that's just not the persona that exists there. Yeah. Which is, oh my god. You know, you say something that's like so like, oh yes, and you like agree wholeheartedly, and you always thought it in the back of your head, but you've never had it in words. That was that.
That's why you should trust Geminis.
Yeah.
See.
I feel like by the end of this, I'm going to be like a Gemini convert. I'm going to be wearing like the little sign on a t-shirt.
Gemini visibility.
Oh man. Oh. But like as well as a writer, I guess I'm quite interested in where these like things start, because I mean, I guess as we're both writers but very different, I feel your writing is a lot more kind of like it just is, whereas mine is like, well, I mean, it's for a purpose, first of all, like, so I have to like write about other people's things through myself, but like I feel like yours is kind of has an agency that maybe mine doesn't have, because it's like talking about other people's work, which is fine. Like, I'm not bitter about that. Like, I wouldn't have anything to write about otherwise. Like, I couldn't write like you write. Like, I don't know. I don't think I'd know where to start, first of all. But like, where does it start for you? Like, do you kind of notice these things kind of emerging on Twitter? Because I notice it sometimes. Like
how do you mean? Like, what kind of things?
In the same way, like, I kind of think of Twitter as like a nice place for like thinky things, like kind of expelling them from your body. Sometimes I'll go back and like 2 months later I'll be like, oh, that's a good point actually, that like, let's kind of I want to pick at things like a scab, like I just keep going, and like doesn't matter how old it is, I'll just like keep unraveling it.
And I've started to do that more and more, I think. Obviously, as like the like archive of tweets gets longer and longer, it's like it becomes like a bank of like faint like just words that I can like, when I do sit down to write something like more extended, like I can go back and like take from something that I wrote on Twitter like 5 months ago or a year ago and like work back into that.
That's so interesting. That makes sense as well. Sorry,
I think it's like interesting, like the point about the different like ways of writing, like between us two. I feel like I wouldn't say that I have like more or less agency, but it's like a maybe like my thing is like, it's like somehow like performing the private or something, whereas like you like gave yourself this platform like immediately and were like, okay, like this is what's up, and like these are my thoughts, but mine is like no less performative actually, because it's also like it's like you know, like it's not really me. You know what I mean? It is like a certain part of me that I'm like amplifying.
Yeah.
For like the purpose of maintaining a Twitter account. Or like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What part of you do you think? Also, if that was like really personal.
No.
Hit me.
I mean, it's like, I guess it's like with like anything, it's like a part of me that I feel like there's not space for in like the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But on Twitter, it's like I can give it space and give it time. Which is maybe why it's so kind of like emotional or something, I guess. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yesterday as well, me and Akib were talking about, I guess, maybe like this is more of an abstract link, but like the way Twitter is kind of not a safe space at all, like, but like maybe a softer landing for like not just people of color, but like other marginalized communities to kind of build like ring fence little areas of like solidarity, like where you're allowed to be soft or introspective or tender and like precious about certain things, and like the way that it can facilitate bonds that wouldn't really have occurred otherwise, like things like that. And I don't know, there's something about those, like you saying that it's like something that you're allowed to amplify in that space. It just made me think of that. Yeah,
and I think it's like it's really nice, like a kind of like gentle balance between like you can participate in a conversation, but you can also kind of like show appreciation for things, like likes and retweets and like emojis and stuff. Like it allows like to like encourage people, like, you know, when like someone says something and like you don't really know what to say, but you're like, I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
It's like somehow those things like make that quite easy to kind of just build an environment where like that's possible.
To be honest, I find myself kind of doing that a lot, like kind of in a way being like, yes, literally this is like very perfectly summed up. Like, I feel like in real life I wouldn't, or like before Twitter maybe I wouldn't have done that. It's like when you see like someone go past and you're like, you look amazing, and you want to tell them, but like you don't really, kind of like saying that in real life is so weird, but like saying that on Twitter is fine. In the same way, like kind of when people say something, just like quote retweeting with that little shouting emoji, like even that is like such a like a nice affirmation.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, that's so true. Like, I feel like through the process of doing the show, I've like kind of, like I feel like it's hard not to kind of do this thing where we just kind of say, oh, I do this on Twitter and I do that on Twitter, and go around doing the same thing and like reaffirming the same behaviors. But in a way, like, I guess I never really talk to anyone about what I do on Twitter like out loud. It's just kind of all these things that go unsaid, and we all kind of do the same behaviors.
Yeah,
and like,
that's so true. And like it never even occurred to me that like that might be a thing to even talk about. Like, how do you use Twitter? It's like, oh, just use it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, it's like lots of subtleties, or like lots of like levels to how like
tiny little kind of specificities.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so nosy. I just want to know like what people like and what they retweet. And like yesterday, Akib was like, yeah, I just retweet loads of memes, and I was like, I only ever like them. That's so weird.
It's so true.
What do you end up liking? Like, what's the kind of, that's such a like vague question, but like, what's the remit? Like, because I'm quite liberal with my likes. I give them like,
like the likes folder is thick. I like a lot, but I'm always also really interested in like what the boundary is between like what's a like and what's a retweet. Like when you know, and sometimes like I like and retweet some stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be so special for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I feel like the boundary between a like and a retweet is so far. Like, there's so much. Like the grade boundaries are very wide.
There's so many criteria.
Tick all my boxes.
Right. That's also when I'm like, that's when like I think I realize like how like performative Twitter is, because like on some level it's like to retweet it and have it appear like on a timeline, it's like it has to kind of like match the mood of like, or like match the part of me that I'm trying to communicate via the feed or something.
Yeah, and like it's so kind of time based as well. Like occasionally I'll go back and I'll be like, I don't agree with that retweet, so I'm going to get rid of it, even though like that's how I felt at the time. Which I mean, I feel like, you know, people of a certain age, I'm not being ageist, but it's always people of a certain age, like 30 plus, 35 plus, I think, on Twitter, who like in their bio, it always says like likes and retweets are not endorsements. Yeah. It fucking is. Yeah. It is. I'm really sorry.
But I also feel like it's often people who have a certain kind of job that's either with like the government or with like some kind of corporation or something, and it's like they probably could get into some trouble if they didn't have that. Whatever. Yeah.
But like I feel like now it's not just people who work at like the BBC and like newscasters. It's like my mum has that in her Twitter bio. She doesn't tweet anything. She doesn't retweet anything either. That's so funny. She's like got it in her bio. She doesn't use Twitter except to check up on what I'm doing.
Oh my god, it's so awkward.
But like that's the thing, and like I mean, it is a specific kind of endorsement. I mean, it's a temporary one, I guess, but or at least for like maybe both of us. Maybe everyone like gives out their retweets, like we give out likes.
Oh my gosh. Some people do, I guess.
Yeah. Oh man, I love this. I'm so nosy.
Yeah.
As well, I just want to know what your feed looks like. What do you, like? Who do you follow? What kind of people do you follow?
Follow a lot of stuff. Should I go on my feed and like
go. Do you follow any like celebrities? Because like, I just want to know who follows like all the people from Love Island. They got loads of followers. I don't know I don't know anyone who follows them on Twitter. Like,
oh my god, I follow. You know this account, Kids Write Jokes?
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I went through a real thing where I just kept retweeting things from that account on the white pube account as well. So like, if anyone calls me on it, I could be like, it was Gab, not me. Like,
oh my god.
That's actually a really good Twitter account. I feel like I don't follow any others like that apart from maybe like Highgate Mums.
Oh, what's that one?
It's like things overheard that like mums from Highgate say, like the really posh mums, like Charles, don't put your fingers in the pesto. Funnier than that, like things about pesto normally.
I need to look that up 'cause that sounds good.
There's also what is it? There's like a dad equivalent. I think it's called like Latte Dads.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say Latte Dads. Low key, I'm a Latte Dad.
I can imagine that. I can see how it's part of your lifestyle.
It's like wearing a cardigan and like wide-rimmed glasses. I feel like Latte Dads will sit like that with their legs like that, like just gently crossed.
I mean, it's very like who's that dude in like Notting Hill or like You've Got Mail, like the male protagonist in those movies. Like that to me is like what Latte Dads were when they were 20, and now they've grown up. Yeah. And they're Latte Dads.
Yeah. That's literally a Latte Dad. Yeah. I don't follow Latte Dads. I follow Highgate Mums, but like, yeah.
That's cute.
It's a good one. Those are the only kind of accounts like that I follow. I feel like it's got to be really, it's got to be really specific.
Yeah.
I'm very liberal when it comes to like following brown people though, brown and black people though. You've got to be a really special white person for me to follow you.
Absolutely.
So bad. It's not bad. No, it's not bad.
It's not bad
it's
at
actually
all.
fine.
Yeah, it's literally fine. I mean, like, yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But like, I guess that's kind of part of this kind of, that's why I feel like it's really easy maybe for me to like ring fence an area of solidarity where I just kind of like, I'm like there affirming all my brown friends, like, yes, that, because like, I don't know, I feel like maybe a conversation about filter bubbles is a bit overplayed, like kind of.
But you know, it's like, I feel like especially when it comes to like being a person of color or like being a black person, it's like, there's like some kind of assumption that it's like we all agree with each other, or just like just doing this like endless like affirmation thing. But it's like the conversations that happen in like, even in like, I mean like just to go off topic, like Facebook groups specifically for like black and brown people, like the arguing and disagreement that goes on there like is really fierce and like really, but then it's like, you know, it's like I just feel like making space for that kind of, I don't know, like conversation outside of a frame of like accounting for whiteness or people who have white privilege, like that's actually really important.
Yeah.
And like
Totally.
also very like, and like the thing with social media is that it's like you take that stuff with you into your life where like you're not just surrounded by people who agree with you.
Yeah.
And then like you have discussions with them that like, and you are able to like act in the world like guided by those conversations.
Yeah.
In a way that's like, maybe we didn't have the chance to talk like that before.
Yeah.
Like I'm not being very articulate.
No,
like,
you totally are. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, yes.
It's like way more
Yeah.
complicated than like, oh, like all these
Yeah.
young kids are just, you know, on Facebook
That thing about
agreeing
like,
with each other. It's like,
yeah, no.
we get off Facebook
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. I feel like yesterday when I was with, I keep like chin butting the microphone. I'm so sorry. Like yesterday when I was talking to Akib as well, like, what was it I said? I said like, we were talking about something similar to this, like kind of, I'm not like just having to explain things to white people, I guess, and like how I feel like I don't have to do that on Twitter. I can just like, bye, muted.
Exactly.
Like, I said something like, oh, I can't wait for the like Twitter has ruined discourse, and I'm like so glad, ready for the death of discourse. It's not really like, it's a different kind of discourse, I guess. Like kind of, I don't mean I want to see the death of discourse because like that's not true. I guess it's more gentle kind of. It's about having that conversation outside of earshot.
Yeah.
Like kind of behind closed doors, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like a way to like reframe the power that discourse can have and the people who can hold that power and wield it. And it's like, it becomes like refracted a bit and like, yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh my God. This is like one of those conversations. I feel like it's gonna kind of come out this like clearer skin, shinier hair, like.
Well, then it's like we'll probably watch it back and be like.
No, I'm gonna watch it back and feel so fun. Like oh my God, oh man, but it's true as well. Like about, like that conversation about filter bubbles maybe feels a bit played out because I never kind of scroll down my Twitter feed and think I agree with absolutely everyone here. Like,
of course not.
There are some things I think I literally don't have an opinion on that, but like it's good that you voiced yours. That's excellent.
Yeah.
And I'll think about that next time that's brought up, I guess.
Yeah.
Like kind of.
It's actually like almost opposite where it's like there's like even like going. I feel like before it was like you go to university to like expand your horizon. Like it's about more than like getting a degree, or it's supposed to be. It's like you go to meet different kinds of people, but obviously like. Well, I feel like now the way like university like the fees are set up and like all this stuff, it like means that there's actually a very specific kind of person who is at university now.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't happen anymore. But like there's been, so not even that has like expanded my horizons, which is like the most whack expression ever. I don't know why I'm using it, but like.
What does it mean?
I mean, like,
I don't even know.
It's like just that it's like it's because of things like Twitter and Facebook that it's like I actually have been able to listen to and hear and meet and talk to people who have different lives, different perspectives to mine. And it means that like the politics that shape the way that we are in the world is like much more empathetic and more compassionate and like ultimately like it makes it feel like I feel like, you know, like healthy societies, it's where there's like social contact. And that's what stuff like this allows for. And it's usually like old heads who are like millennials are like isolated and like, you know,
only looking at their
worse off
phones.
for it. And it's like you don't
It's the same people that kind of think we can't buy a house because we spend all our money on avocado toast. Like it's those people.
You ruin the housing market.
Oh yeah.
How funny.
I guess like as well, like our ability to kind of see like and call that bullshit as a generation. I feel like it's. I mean, oh no, it's not all of us, I guess. Like, I mean, certain people are not able to call the bullshit of the world. Certain, I don't, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, but everyone I know is, like, on it.
Right.
And I don't know if that's because I went to art school and I have specific friends or, like, that are doing specific things, kind of. And as well, like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of, like, I have specific... My friends are a type of person.
Yeah. And like, it's also, like, you know, like... just to like, you know, make it clear, like it's also not just an entire generation of older people who are like, you know, it's like social media has also allowed for like an intergenerational discussion.
Oh yeah.
That's really important as well.
I mean, no, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
But like, I'm trying to, I've got like a half-formed sentence in my mind. I don't know what it is I'm like thinking, but like, it feels like our ability to call out that bullshit, like, no, it's not because we're spending our money on avocado toast. Like, my ability to kind of like, I feel like before I had Tumblr or anything, like I kind of like felt like, no, that's wrong, and I don't know why. I can't really put my finger on it, but like, it doesn't feel right. Like, I kind of knew that there was a general dissatisfaction with that narrative, or like the narrative of like kind of Jeremy Clarkson types, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. And I feel like going through the process of listening to other people on Tumblr and like hearing the way they vocalize their discontent, like hearing other people kind of speak about how that, like kind of putting that feeling into words and hearing how other people rationalize it has made me much better at like kind of.
And often people who like, you know, like I grew up like in like the middle of nowhere, where I was like, and it's like people who don't grow up in like big cities and get big platforms, like it allows like different kinds of people to speak you don't usually get listened to.
Oh yeah.
Which is like really important.
Yeah.
And it's also stuff like in the same vein as like the filter bubble thing, it's like with queerness, when people try and like criticize the way that like we understand like gender to work and stuff as something that's like almost new and novel. And it's like, in reality, it's like being like, you know, like non-binary, it's like actually it's like a thing that I've always felt, but I didn't have like anybody around me who allowed me to give it words and like language and like shape it as part of my like consciousness.
No, totally. And you see it as well with like people on Twitter that like all of a sudden everyone's coming out, there are only two genders, there have only been two genders, and it's like, well actually no, it's only now that like something's changed, something's been able to facilitate people kind of speaking openly about it in a protected way. These things have always existed, like it's just now those voices are amplified. Good.
Yeah, exactly.
It's bizarre, but I mean, I don't think that's just Twitter. I think that's like maybe like we're talking about Twitter being like at the kind of like a part of like something else, maybe.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's like a vessel for something else.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I feel like this is a bit beyond me now. Like I'm kind of like, oh, what is this? Like, oh my god, are we starting a revolution now? Is this happening? Like, fuck. Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah. Twitter's cool.
Yes, yeah. Fucking sick. Oh, man. Yeah. Who else do you follow out of interest? Like, do you follow any celebrities? Because I follow... Who do you have on notification? Do you have anyone on notification?
No, I take everybody off.
Really?
Yeah, because it stresses me out.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel like...
Who do you have on notification? Let's hear it.
So, like, I'll get notified whenever JME...
Okay,
Zayn Malik.
Okay, I fuck with
Zayn
that
Malik
too.
and the self-care bot and my bot. Those are the only 4 people I have on notification.
I really like your bot. Your bot actually is popping.
I feel like it's got like a kind of... It's like famous beyond me. My bot is better loved on Twitter than I am. And I'm like, I'm fine with it. I'm not jealous at all.
But sometimes your bot tweets and I'm like, damn, like Zarina's really on one today. And I realize it's the bot. I'm like, oh shit.
And like, I never know where it comes from. Half the shit, I'm like, yeah, no, I can like locate that at a moment in time. And like other shit, I'm like, wow, you pulled that from really far back. Like, oh my god.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Like one time it tweeted just the word hubris, and I was like,
wow.
Where the fuck did that come from? I had to search my own name and the word hubris.
Oh my god.
I found the tweet and I was like, right, we're deleting that now.
It's very like English A level when you learn about like.
Yeah, I think it was literally, I tweeted it just as I found out about it.
Yeah, Relatable.
So bad. Oh man, Gab was talking about an app that her boyfriend has attached to his Twitter account. After a certain point, like, you can set it so like, mate, every tweet older than a year or older than 3 years, it just automatically deletes.
Wow.
I was like,
it's like covering your own tracks.
yeah, but like kind of useful maybe, like kind of feel like if you want to be that person that like starts that rebrand all over again, just kind of like, no, that was the old me. I'm not back on my bullshit. Like, I'm a brand new person born again as a baby. Like,
some new bullshit.
Yeah. New year, new me. Like, that kind of shit. Like, if you want to be that kind of person, then I guess that app's, like, really good. Yeah. I feel like I could never do that.
No, I couldn't either.
Do you ever delete tweets?
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, you're a Gemini. You delete tweets. But, like, I never do, unless I've made a spelling mistake.
Really?
Yeah, I always go back and I correct my spelling.
Wow, I feel like typos are so minor on Twitter. Like, it like doesn't matter. Like, everybody makes typos.
I mean, it depends. I guess if, like, it's not like I'll delete and correct it to the correct spelling. It's just like my correct spelling. Like, if it auto-corrects from SKL to school, I'll be like, no, I meant SKL, actually. Yeah. Like that, like.
That's really annoying.
Yeah.
I use the letter N for and, but also B. I think they're next to each other. And sometimes I notice that, like, I'll have written B instead of N. I'm like, this isn't funny anymore. It doesn't make sense. And I have to, like, go back and correct it. Can
but
really
do you, like, do you delete it, or do you do that thing with the asterisk? Like, kind of, no, I meant...
No, delete. Something like that. It's like, it's just quicker and cleaner to just delete it and do it again.
Yeah. It's like a quick surgical incision, just reaching in and, like, scooping it out. Oh man, I always, like, every time I see someone do that, it makes me a little bit sad for them. Like,
really?
Yeah, like, kind of like, I saw that. You thought no one saw. Like, when you see someone fall in public and you're like, I saw that. We're just gonna both look at each other and pretend that we didn't. that didn't happen and I didn't see it. Like, it's that, like, Tina from Bob's Burger moment. Like, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just kind of feel myself internally groaning. Because, like, every time I do it, I'm like, I hope no one saw that. It's just like, it's like that thing. You never want to poop at someone's house when you first start dating them.
It's very true. Yeah, it's so true.
I'm using so many similes today.
About pooping, too.
Oh, man. It's because my boyfriend doesn't let me talk about poo with him, you know?
Why?
I have no idea. He talks about poo with everyone else except me. He won't even admit that he farts. He hasn't farted in front of me, you know.
How long have you been seeing each other?
Like, nearly 2 years. It'll be 2 years in February.
Ooh, he needs to get his stomach checked out.
Yes. It's not he hasn't farted in front, or if he has, he's done it really quietly and then just not admitted it. Because, like, I don't know why. And every time I try and, like, broach the subject of poo with him, it's like, we're not talking about that today. No, we're not talking about that. And I'm like, no, can we talk about some poo, please? Like, it's like a normal thing.
Poo chats are great as well.
Yeah, I love
really
it.
Fun.
So I feel like because I can't talk about poo with him, I talk about it with everyone else, and it's like really oversharing. Like, I'm really oversharing. I'm like broadcasting to the world, worldwide. I want to talk about poo, okay? At me, at Zarina Mohammed, MMAD.
Oh my god. When's your next anniversary?
It's on Valentine's Day.
My parents' anniversary is on Valentine's. Their wedding anniversary is on Valentine's Day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but that's the perfect time. You just set up a whole thing. You I've got a surprise for you, and you some candles. You sit down. Then you're like, there's no food, but we're gonna talk about pooping right now. That's like the only way to do it because he can't leave because it's your anniversary.
Yeah, he's like a captive audience, quite literally.
Exactly.
Light some candles. It's a beautiful moment. Hold my hand, look into my eyes. Time to talk about shit. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, right. I really hope he's not watching this one.
Oh yeah, he's
sometimes he tunes in. I don't think he will be actually. Oh no. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be great. Make sure you live stream that.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. I literally you have to remind me to do that later.
Oh,
okay.
I'll tweet.
Oh man.
The other account that I follow that's kind of like the kids write jokes is Every Word Is Gay. Do you follow that one? It's one of those bots that goes through every word in the dictionary and writes gay after it. It's pretty good. Okay, before it.
I actually really like accounts like that. There's another one, isn't it? Bunny Says. Bunny, like, and it's like it like tweets every word in the dictionary, but in that little kind of like in a little like I don't even know how to describe it, like an emoticon bubble being said by a rabbit that's speaking.
So cute.
Like, you know, the cowboy thing, like that, but with a rabbit with a speech bubble.
Oh my god, I need to follow that. That's so cute.
I'll DM it to you after this. Remind me as well. Like, things like every word is gay. That sounds amazing. I just want to know how people like. Oh, it must be like really simple code.
Yeah.
It must be. But like, imagine having to put every single line, like every single word in the dictionary. I'm like, no, surely you wouldn't. Surely you just like get like.
I don't know. Maybe the dictionary. I'm not gonna try and say this while we're live because I'm gonna say something real stupid. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Basically, what we're finding out is that I don't know how to code, but I've got a bot. So like, I'll let you leave the mystery of that. I'll let you deduce how that happened.
It's like your bot is actually just you, like typing random stuff.
Every 20 minutes, I just hold on. I'm just gonna come up with some nonsense.
My fake bot.
Wouldn't that be such a conspiracy? But wouldn't that be actually like, that'd be so nice. Like if I was secretly behind this bot and I was just tweeting shit all day. Like I wonder what the reception, like what would happen.
It would be a scandal.
It would be like, literally, would it be like on the level of like Hetty Douglas?
Oh my god.
Should we talk about that? Because that I feel like had a real moment on Twitter.
What do you want to say about it? What is that to say?
Just like, I guess, in a way, when that happened, Twitter stepped in for like the fact that there isn't any kind of like art journalism, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like in the same way that like the real world has like Hello Mag and like BuzzFeed. There's no version of that for like art. And I kind of wish we had like art world reporting so that someone could be like, hey, Douglas did this, it was wild, and like kind of just
like
lay out the facts. Yeah, I want an art tabloid. Like I don't want kind of like art news like, and then this is the new director of the Tate. Like I don't care like about that. I want like the juicy scandal. I want basically like the Daily Mail, like, was it Showbiz section.
But then I just feel like the thing at the art world is like there's so many different pockets of it. Like if you're following like enough of those little pockets, you do get like quite a lot of the story, just because of like
That's true.
something like that happens, like everybody is like,
Literally, yeah.
So it's like we are the art tabloid.
Yeah. But like that's what it was. Like kind of like, oh man, it was so weird. Like it was so weird. Like kind of.
I mean,
watching people kind of like. Watching that disintegrate. I guess it feels like at the forefront of my mind is a Twitter thing because I found out about it because someone added me like oh, I want to know what the white pube think about this. And I was like,
oh my god. You're like, well,
you came to us. Thank you for thinking of me. I was like so flattered. I was like, you saw this scandal and the first thing you thought of was me.
Maybe that's the white pube's new like what's it called? Business enterprise.
Yeah, like maybe actually.
Little tabloid.
Yes. We've been talking for a long time about having maybe like a gossip column.
Ooh.
Like kind of like Cathedral of Shit. That's what I mean by like an art tabloid, basically. I just mean Cathedral of Shit, like kind of gossip scandal. Like, you know, intrigue, maybe a crossword.
You should definitely do that. But it can be an emoji crossword.
Ooh, I don't know how that would work. Like the logistics of that. Like, how do you know?
I don't either.
Maybe like an emoji Sudoku.
Ooh, I like that.
That'd be good. Okay, right now I'm just gonna make some notes.
Do you want this?
Thank you. Emoji crossword. And then also poo on Valentine's Day. Fair?
Yes.
Poo. I love that you just like. Earlier, before we started, I came into the gallery and I had like a really ruddy nose from like, you know, when you go outside and it's cold and then you come indoors and your nose just starts dribbling. And then Christopher handed me a tissue from your very own pocket. And I was like, oh my God, now you just handed me a pen from nowhere.
It was on the table before I got here. Yeah. I wish I could claim that,
oh my
but
God.
I don't.
Oh, you shouldn't have shattered the illusion that I have in my mind of you now being like the most organized person.
I've really led you astray with that impression. I have tissues because my nose always runs. So, and that is like one of my biggest pet peeves when it's just like your nose is runny, you don't have a tissue, you're like, what do I do?
You just there sniffing like like the really deep sniff to like you're like trying to move things.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's like it's past the point where the sniffing works.
No,
and
it's
then it
drilling
just
down
reaches
your
your face, and then it's like, well, where is it gonna go from here? I don't like that at all.
I mean, in your mouth.
Yeah. Right, exactly, and that's not what I want.
Oh, my favorite thing though about winter is when like you're not able to tell that your nose is running. Like low key, I'm like into that.
Wait, that's never happened to me.
It's like so cold that your nose runs and you're like,
and you don't even know.
My face is wet. Like,
damn,
yeah, I wear foundation as well. So like,
okay,
like if I wipe it, there are 2 little lines, and I'm like, winter. I love it. I don't belong in this country. It's too cold for me.
And it's not even cold in like a fun way.
No.
Like my mom's family are from Boston, and there it's like it's cold.
But
it gets snowed
cold.
in, like,
Yes.
and it's fun. Like it's like, oh, we don't have to go anywhere because we're snowed in.
Cozy cold.
Yeah.
It's not cozy cold here. It's like dry cold.
It's dry and it's grey and it like drizzles.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
wet
it's
cold,
smoggy.
actually.
I'm like, is that fog or is it just pollution?
Yeah, like what it kind of like dirty cold.
I'm
yeah.
not into it.
I'm just throwing like adjectives in front of the word cold. Like, that kind of cold, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. I feel like I say this all the time. I'm not meant to be in this country. Like the UKIP like thing about them wanting to like pay like people whose family like emigrated. Like they wanted to pay Asians to go home, and I was like, bitch, give me the money, I'll go. Like I'll move. Like it doesn't even have to be first class. I'll travel economy. Give me the ticket. Like, oh, fuck me.
That's a hilarious plan, though.
It wasn't even that much money. I was like, I want to be on salary. Like, put me on payroll. I want some
It's
hush
like,
money.
Can I get paid to not be here? That's brilliant. You need to apply for some like funding to
It's
make that
only like
happen.
$9,000 though. I was like, you need to pay off my student loan first. You need to like, I need 50k minimum. Like,
Right.
minimum.
Like, then we can talk.
Starting salary. Oh, but back to Twitter. I have other questions, I guess, about like the guys I have in tomorrow. Akash, one of them, kind of like tweets this thing a lot, like about grouper hours, and I guess I've been thinking about that in relation to like how people tweet and like how they kind of like they're being ooh, there's a fly. Oh my God.
It's winter, and why are you not hibernating?
Oh, okay. What was I saying? Group hours, like kind of.
Wait, what group hours?
Grouper hours. I think it's a band. Grouper. I don't know. I don't understand it.
Okay,
I'll be honest. I just kind of like
Okay.
it happens, and then like
Group.
I'll find out tomorrow. I guess I'll let you know. I'll let you know what that's about. But like I guess it's like a kind of like a mood for certain hours, like past 2 a.m. It's like I don't know. I think that's grouper hours, like kind of when you're in a thing. And it's like late at night. I don't know. But like, do you kind of have modes of like tweeting? Because I guess I do this and it's less visible because I have my main account, which is my personal account, the White Pube account, my bot, and then my Anon account. So like when I'm
You're
like...
an Anon account? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Shady.
No, but it's like, it's just because I'm a Cancer and I've got to like be volatile in a specific place.
Okay, I like that. I love people who compartmentalize things. So
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
I've compartmentalized to the max.
That's
like
really
I've got 4
intense.
compartments. It's really effective. Like it never bleeds over as well. Like
That's brilliant.
I know where to go for all my different emotions. It's highly recommend.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But like,
Oh my god, someone actually showed me. Sorry to.
oh no, go on.
They had like 2 Instagram accounts, and one's for like this for all my like messy stuff that only my friends follow, and this is my like
Finsta.
public Instagram.
A Finsta. That's
A
yeah.
Finsta.
Finsta. I've waited so long to say that word for the first time, like out loud. I've only ever typed it. Finsta. I'm so excited. I feel so down with the kids. I'm 23. This is like I'm an old woman now. Like it's phasing out, but like yeah, Finsta. It's like yeah.
It is.
It's not really a Twitter. I don't know what the Twitter equivalent, like a friend Insta is, but like because no one follows me on my Anon account. It's like I think I only follow one account, and it's Common White Girl.
Oh my god.
And I think it's just there so like Twitter will stop harassing me and sending me notifications to follow people on that account. But like, yeah, no one follows it. It's private. It kind of like, I was saying to Akiba yesterday as well, like the only bio I have is like the little hole emoji, because that's what it is. I just kind of like, I have an emotion.
Into the void.
Into the void, yeah. Like shouting garbage into the void.
Yeah.
And like, but yeah, do you like how you use your Twitter? Like you saying that like it's a very specific part of your persona, like amplified. Persona, that's the wrong word. Yourself, like amplified. I guess, I mean, would you ever consider, like, do you see that doing what like a non-Twitter does for me? Like, do you see your Twitter doing that? Or like, if not, would you kind of have a non-Twitter to kind of be more raw, I guess?
I mean, now I want an anon account just for the drama. but yeah, I mean, I guess I do that through like just the different platforms, like, because I suppose like not that many people actually follow my Twitter, so it already feels quite like private or something. And the people who follow me, like lots of them I like don't know, or like it's not, you know, like I feel like with Instagram it's like I want all my friends to follow me and I'm gonna follow all my friends and it's gonna be a thing between all of us. But Twitter is like, some of my friends do follow me, but it's not like a thing that is like, I don't tell very many people that I have Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
that makes
it's
sense.
Kind of
not
a secret, but it's like, yeah. It's also like, I feel like, yeah, and you're like, oh, it's probably not interesting to a lot of people because it's just me like gushing. So it's like, I don't know, it's just like, you don't need to look at that.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's you gushing. It feels like kind of, if that's you gushing, oh my god, you're very good at gushing. I should stop saying gushing. It's really awkward actually. Like, I'm gonna feel really weird saying it like, out loud in public. Like, yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, it's kind of, and that, yeah, for you then it's more low key. I feel like it's the opposite way around for me on my Twitter and my Insta. Then I follow a lot of people I don't know, and a lot of people I don't know follow me. I feel like a lot of people on my Insta as well follow me because they follow the white pube.
Okay.
And I just want it to be more of a kind of, just want to hide.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to like edge away a bit maybe on Insta.
Yeah.
I'm being very mobile with the mic. I'm really sorry if you can hear this. I feel like I've gone a bit like Mick Jagger, like really mobile and rogue today.
One
so
of my
excited.
tutors at school said I looked like Lou Reed because I dyed my hair. And I was like, okay, cool.
That's a bit rude.
I was like, that's a really particular frame of reference. But I'm not, I mean, it's just
like,
not mine. But
I'm trying to like call to mind what Lou Reed actually looks like. And I'm like fishing around. And then I found it because a girl at my high school used to be really into Lou Reed.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a particular frame of reference, and it's a bit rude.
Yeah.
It's a bit rude.
Okay.
I mean, it could be worse.
It could
be worse. Worse things than like weird indie references. Is it indie? I don't know. Lou Reed indie.
It's just what it is, isn't it?
Lou Reed. I mean, that's all my questions, I guess, actually. I feel like I've had like a real nosy around your like Twitter habits and like, I like, this has been so like cathartic and like, I'm so nosy. I feel so like vindicated. But my last question, I guess, is like everyone kind of has kind of like come to this with like, everyone that I've invited has kind of like come with this not preconception, but like kind of, oh, I thought like, you've asked pretty much all the things I thought you'd ask, but like, what did you think I'd ask you? I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, what were you expecting? Expectations was the word I was looking for.
What? Smashed it.
Took me ages. Like,
it's all right.
Building up to that. Yeah. What were you expecting to talk about as well? Not just for me to ask, I guess.
I don't know. Like, if I'm gonna be like fully really honest in this moment, I actually kept forgetting that I was doing it. And like, you know when you have that thing where it's like, oh, like Wednesday there's something really important that I'm doing on Wednesday, and it's only because you would post about that. I was like, Zarina. It's Zarina.
That's so fine. You've been busy. Like back to uni. Oh my
yeah,
god.
it's been a lot more than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's very hectic. Oh, that's kind of good though, that you come in with no expectations, like a blank canvas, ready for my inquisition.
But that's also like, cause like I feel like I know you, and like I know you're like a chill person, so like it's gonna be like a nice chat about Twitter, and that's like, that's fine. I'm ready for whatever.
You weren't expecting like Paxman, like.
I was not
hardball.
expecting like Step Inside Marathon. I'm gonna get into the politics, algorithms, and that. I'm like,
no, not happening.
No.
Can you imagine if I did though? And I was like, what do you think about Twitter's new terms and conditions change in 2016?
That would have been really dreadful.
Oh man, I might do that tomorrow. Like hit both the boys with like this really hard hitting question. Like, and then Burio said this. What thoughts? I don't even know who fucking Burio is. Haven't read. Is that how you say it? I've only ever seen it written down.
I'm 100% here for mispronouncing white people's names, especially like white men who write theory. I'm like Foka, Fuku,
Fuku, Focaccia. My favorite thing is getting Burio and Berardi mixed up. Like I just misquote. I haven't read either of them, but I'm just like, Burio, that's Burit. No, it's Berardi.
I'm like, and also, I think like Walter Benjamin is actually Walter Benjamin. But I'm always like, whatever.
I mean, I don't know. I've never like. I mean. I feel like I've heard it said out loud as Benjamin, but maybe everyone's like collectively. Right? Yeah, maybe. I thought American. I don't know.
I think you know what? We're on live, so I'm just not going to chat what I don't know anything about.
It's fine. I'll be honest. I've never read any Walter Benjamin. Mr. Benjamin. Mr. Walt. Never read any of him.
Well.
Okay, this is like a good a time as any to wrap up. Really show our lack of theoretical knowledge.
I'm so not pressed. I'm
fine.
like whatever.
I haven't read like a non-fiction book in a while now, and I'm fine with it. Like since third year.
Same. I'm so over theory.
Yes. Oh my god. I tried to read some Derrida. I really did. I really tried. Christopher, I tried so hard.
I believe you. I feel for you. I felt like, so hard for you.
It ended when I tried to read Spivak after that. Like, I was like, I'm just not that clever. Yeah. It's fine. I've come to terms with it.
Exactly.
I'm just not an academic. Whatever.
Oh. No. It's weird how there's that like expectation that as an artist you can just like understand these things.
Innit? Like maybe I just want to paint.
Right.
Like I don't.
Right.
I really don't. Like
I
maybe.
feel like you have painted though.
Yeah, I did like I had like a little mini moment after I graduated when I just kind of started painting sarcastic horses, like horses saying I'm vegan.
That's really
always
cool.
Moisturize.
Wait, why is that sarcastic? That's really important.
Yeah, I guess. Informative horses, I guess.
Okay.
They started off sarcastic and then they started giving out skincare advice.
Okay.
But yeah, that's as far as I got with painting. That and like, maybe in like A-level.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to read theory. Read Twitter instead. Fuck, it's more important, isn't
Exactly.
it? Yeah. Okay.
All right.
This is a nice point to end. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry if this has been a shit show. I feel like I've like got so mobile with the mic. So if your listening experience has been awful, please let me know and I won't touch the mic tomorrow. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 7 p.m. with Akash Chauhan and Hasib Qureshi. And I know that they both have a thing about having their names pronounced properly, and I'm almost absolutely sure that I haven't pronounced it properly. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I'll see you maybe tomorrow if anyone's watching. I don't know if anyone's watching. Maybe no one. Goodbye. Bye. I have to stop streaming now. Bye. Oh, so